afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Lab podcast, where we are talking about, what are we talking about today? We're talking about why are there houses that have been on the market for a number of days, more than 5, 10, 15, because these are serious opportunities. If you are thinking of moving to Austin, then why not consider these properties? So what we'll do is we'll pull them up. We're going to go rapid. We're going to pull up the houses, evaluate them as realtors, have our discussion, and then you can decide if they are something that is still an opportunity. So I'm ianofAustin, everywhere on the internet. Thanks for watching our show today.
JJ Tolentino with the Next Level Property Group. I will also say sometimes they're not an opportunity, but you have to sift through the non-opportunities to find an opportunity, because some of these people may not be motivated. But I'll bring it on. Next introduction to Liberty.
Hello, everyone. I'm Liberty Walker with Realty Austin. And you're right, guys. It's no secret. Right now, there is an opportunity out there for buyers. We haven't seen this in the past 6 months. And so buyer agents are sitting pretty and seller agents are starting to sweat. So let's figure out which one's out there you could snap up tomorrow.
I love it. Who would like to go first with property?
I would love to show mine.
All right. Go ahead and share. So while we're waiting for the share, like I said, we get calls every day that are like, oh, I want to buy in Leander, or I want to buy in Round Rock, or I want to buy in Austin. And we don't know what to buy or how to make it work. Is the market still as crazy as it was? I heard that it's super hard to buy a house. That is true, that it is difficult to buy a house. However, these opportunities exist. And so that's why we're evaluating them today. So what do you have pulled up?
So I have this darling listing in Round Rock that I've actually personally gone to tour. And it was originally $850 on the market. It's $850,000 on the market, and it has since then reduced to a cool $799, and yet it still sits. Let me just pull up some of these photos. It's almost 4,000 square feet. Okay, guys. And
what area?
This is Round Rock. This is west of 35. It's a little north of Brushy Creek area. Let's see. I guess it's subdivision is Brushy Creek. So
I see that's half acre.
It's a half acre.
Huge.
It has a pool. It has been renovated.
That's virtual staging though, right?
This is, some of it might be, but no, a lot of this is actually there. This is not virtual staging. I didn't know which one you're talking about. So what's going on here is that the floor plan is kind of wonky, but you could reconfigure this. And it's almost like a duplex.
How long has this been on the market?
This one has been on the market 28 days.
28 days. So if you're in that price point in that area, it's definitely an opportunity.
Yes. And if you just maybe haven't seen it hit your criteria because originally it was $850, guess what? It's under $8 now. So that's mine, guys. I think it's a beautiful listing. I love it. I think it's going to take a buyer with a creative plan. But, I need to get all the way to the pool.
How many rooms do you have? So you have 5 rooms. And what's the square footage?
It's almost 4,000 square feet.
4,000. And what year? 1982?
It's 1982, but it has a new addition on it. That's really cool. I feel like what would really help this is if they had a floor plan.
Yes.
Because it's kind of hard from the photos to tell what's going on, but you need to go inside and look at this house.
And I'll say that the price point, and not that it's a bad price point, but the price point for Round Rock is higher than what I've seen a lot of houses sell at. Would you agree with that?
I would agree.
Yeah. I think
it's comparable.
The square footage looks good. It could be the floor plan's wonky. That seller's basically holding out. I'm sure they're getting offers like even a little under, and they're just not about it right now.
I think it's the other way. I think they're priced higher than what the offers are going to command, even though it's super cool. Is that a little privacy office?
The sauna is negotiable. Ian.
Is that real though?
It is a real sauna. It is there, and it is negotiable. You can.
Why do you want a sauna in your living room though?
It's an upstairs. See, it's not the living room. That's the thing. It's an upstairs loft area above the master bedroom.
Huh.
Go check it out, guys.
Well, we need some comments. What do you think? Is this an opportunity? $799 in Round Rock.
I think it is. Any more reductions, and you might see me moving around Rock, Ian, because this house is cool.
I love it. All right, JJ, do you have one? You want me to go next?
I could go.
All right, share it.
I think maybe I have chosen some way on the market for way too long.
That's okay. Let's see what we got.
So it may be the motivation, but this is what I'm saying here. Firstly, 569.
And how many days on market?
1,700 square feet. Del Valley ISD, which is southeast, built in 52.68 of an acre, been on the market for 200 days.
200. Well, hold on though. Hold on. That's cumulative days on market.
Cumulative.
But so the active is only 30, but that's still a lot. So
there's a realtor switch. So you go into the history at 640. It went active in January. It went through this holding some price reductions. They're just holding out too long above 600. Because buyers.
I'm going to speculate that hold was related to, and this is a complete opinion, right? I'm going to speculate that hold was related to some kind of renovation, possibly foundation. Whenever you see a hold for that long, I'm curious about it, right?
Here's what I was thinking, because I read the comments, and it has commercial potential. Because this 0.6 of an acre, you look at this lot, and I think there could have been some due diligence here, and people are maybe figuring out. Well, one, it shouldn't have been above 600 plus. Maybe something got figured out there. And the commercial part of it is because you look off of the highway, it's 0.6 in this. I mean, that looks like industrial warehouse. I don't even know what that is. But
you got a dump behind you? Is it a dump?
I don't even know. When I'm saying it's not an opportunity, sometimes these sellers just hold off. Like, this might get sold a few years from now. You just kind of have to feel out what's going on. But they did drop from 600 plus to 569 with the new realtor being a month on the market. Again, commercial potential. So that's the way I looked at this one.
Scroll down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Buyer agent price reduced.
What's up?
The buyer agent commission is reduced.
Oh, you look at that.
While that shouldn't be a factor, people are looking at it like, well, why would I bring them to this when I can bring them to this?
Yeah, I think some realtors do that. Yeah. I'm not one of them.
No, right.
We got to work something out. Yeah.
So it's also 0.7 acres. This is huge. Like, the land is huge. The year 1950. If you are okay with what was Jack saying? The copper piping and things like that.
Cast iron skillets. I'm kidding. I think that the value in this one is going to be in the land, and you know what? Searching those land and deed restrictions for what you could potentially do there could make this one a little bit of a pickle for some buyers.
What's the HOA?
I don't think there's HOA.
So there's no HOA, and you've got all 3/4 of an acre almost. Okay.
I think the opportunity is, what can you do with this? And no one else is like jumping on it because it's been on the market for so long. So
interesting.
Also, the normal buyer, you and I, and they're not going to want 7 acres. It's a little bit.
No.
It's 0.68.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a full 7 acres, but it's almost an acre, right? 3/4 of an acre, where they can do, if they wanted to do an ADU, like a mother-in-law, turn the garage into something like that. They can rent out two separate sections if they want.
Oh, it's like industrial office or something.
Rent it to Tesla employees. It's right there.
Well, that's out there, y'all. Call us. See what's going on. What else we got?
I would say, look, people should look harder into that one. That does seem like it could be an opportunity. All right, so I'm pulling one up. You ready for this? Of course, I'm going to ianofAustin.com. I pulled this up. It is listed at $800,000. Has a pool, 4 beds, 4 baths, 3,400 square feet. It's in Santa Rita Ranch, so it's northwest kind of on the border of Georgetown and Liberty Hill and all that sort of stuff together. HOA is $60 a month. Beautiful home. Beautiful home. And then just so you can see the map where it is, right? So here's Austin, and it's northwest up here. School ratings
days
are
on
high.
market there?
Say it again.
Days on market.
So yeah, days on market. It went live July 29th. So we're at August 13th. And so that's interesting. Why is this house sitting? Now, first thing I want to point out is that this right here backs up to the street. However, there's enough clearance. I mean, it's probably 20 yards.
Question, can you calculate that? Like, do you ever tell your clients, like, this is 10% discount because of something like this, or it's too many elements to calculate?
I do try having that conversation. So I want to go through, so you can see the curb appeal of the front. It's on a cul-de-sac, which is really important. This is the foyer.
Man, that's a good angle.
I bring this up because my clients were specifically looking for a grand entry with a spiral staircase. So that's what led us to this house.
Dude, drop a chandelier up in there.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It has an office in the front. The kitchen is great.
Sorry, what was the days on market again?
So it was since July 29th. So we're at 14, right? Days on the market.
I would think there's some activity going on, bubbling a little bit.
Yeah, but it's on the market. What I'm saying is somebody could sweep in right now and put an offer in on this house, maybe even less than list. You've got recessed ceilings or elevated ceilings up in the primary bedroom, a bay window. There's just so much here that adds opportunity. Lots of rooms upstairs. So what the feedback was from my clients is that the house was too close to the other house. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. They are pretty close together. And then the price. So if you look at the price point, you're looking at $800,000. I feel like it should have been listed at $750,000. And if you look at it, they came down. So they listed at $800,000, then they came down to $799,990. What? And then they went up, and then they went down again.
What are they doing? Okay.
What it does is people, it refreshes it on the MLS, but that doesn't necessarily mean somebody's going to get excited.
Price change. Here's the new update on the new market. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting strategy.
It is an interesting strategy. It is a very solid house. I think it's a little high. The price point is just a little high for where it is, and you can see it right here. So see how close it is to this house? When you're upstairs in that bedroom, you see the roof line. You swear you could jump from one to the other.
Yeah. So basically, simple overpricing leads to opportunities for buyers.
Simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next house. Who's going? JJ or Liberty?
I got one.
Gotcha.
All right, guys. So this one right here, it's another $799 in Round Rock.
Same area, right?
Same area, a little bit more south. So this one, the price is right. For this area, the price is right.
No carpet downstairs.
Homes around it are closing for higher. I really think that the issue with this one is simply that it's just not a jaw dropper. It's very bland.
It is vanilla all over it, from the paint to the flooring to the cabinetry.
And when right now we've seen more inventory in the marketplace than we have in months and months, buyers finally are having some choice options. And there's nothing wrong with this home. Customize it as you wish. It's been on the market close to a month. It looks like it went under contract and then it fell out. So we could try and find out why, but
what's the HOA and the tax rate?
I get suspicious of that, by the way.
It's $125 quarterly and the tax rate is 2.2. That's
good. That's a low tax rate for this area.
It's 3,100 square feet, built in 2009. The lot's a little small. So, like what Ian previously said about being close to your neighbors, people would tend to steer away from that.
You know what else? When you have a large home and a small lot, that means a tiny usable space for a yard. I bet this thing dwarfs the yard and there's only like a little sliver.
So, I mean, I've seen people put pools in smaller spaces, Ian. I think this is a blank canvas, in my opinion.
You're right. It could be a camera trick, but I think you're right. I think there's plenty of room there. Interesting. See, so what's going to happen is whoever's watching this, they're going to be like, oh, let me call up my agent. And then your agent's going to put in an offer. Just remember, we're agents.
It kind of does it backs up to a street and has a street in the front. That's a little bit awkward.
Oh, you got this.
Well, at least you don't have a direct neighbor, but yeah, that's kind of a lot going on.
That's the backing up to the street, guys.
That's a deal breaker for a lot of people because they worry about that. They're like, what if a car hops the curb and my kids are in the backyard?
It does happen, guys. Stranger things.
Parents think that way. So when you're considering purchasing a house, your resale, I
think it's more of like a noise thing. Like the car's like right there as opposed to silence or a house.
You also have to think of this is a residential neighborhood and you're not going to be having semi trucks going through there. It's going to be people going to school in the morning. So
but those 16-year-olds, when they first get their license and they're flying through at 45 when the speed limit says 20, that's a factor.
Are even like kids playing back there? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be for everybody, but look.
But that's why
I mean, an investment property to get in at a good price and be able to, because people do want to have this school district. It is desirable.
Yeah. JJ, you ready?
All right. Yeah, we're gonna go to Northwest Hills, which is central Northwest, more so central, and North Hills Club townhouses listed at 600,000. A little over 2,000 square feet, built in 1973. A little bit of land because it's a townhome. And we are looking at 123 days on the market. Here's the crazy thing. This thing listed at $799 123 days ago. $800. And you might think, you might think to yourself, this guy is not motivated, but they're still attempting to sell.
So couple things. It is in Northwest Hills. What's the HOA and the taxes?
$375 a month. This is more of a central Austin townhome play.
And townhomes do have higher HOA fees than single family homes.
And then what are the taxes?
Taxes 2.26. Let's take a look at some pictures real quick.
It's not bad.
Okay. Ooh. Here's another thing I noticed in the comments. I mean, we could all have our opinions.
These horrible cell phone pictures.
Yeah. And sometimes it's the marketing of these agents. It's not conveying enough. So, if somebody's really interested in townhomes and condos might not be the thing to flip, but if you want to remodel.
That's cosmetic work that you could just go in.
It's cosmetic work.
And change those gold hardware and then immediately give it a facelift. And there you have your investment opportunity.
Yeah, because people are like, what's wrong with it? You have buyer clients and they want to ask what's wrong with it. Sometimes it's not necessarily wrong per se. And even in the comments, I read that make appointment with owner, 24 hours. It seemed like whoever's living here, it may not be that easy to see. And that just deters buyers. They move on to the next thing. It's tough to really focus and get motivated at a property when you can't see it. So maybe a little TLC action, kind of depends on what you're into. Some retirees, if they want to get some sweat equity, make an offer. This is in North Hills Club townhomes.
Price per square foot is good.
You brought up a really good point, JJ. I mean, when you have clients that are out there looking, we look at listings as realtors. We look at hundreds of homes every day. We're out there every single weekend touring these homes. And so sometimes our insight can really we know what's happening. I can see that from those photos, it might even be some sort of an estate sale. Maybe something's caught in probate. I mean, that many days on market, we don't know what's going on, but we know that there's something going on because.
And sometimes you gotta hunt. You just gotta find these things and see if there's a shot. If this is your thing, right? The townhomes in Central Austin, Central Northwest.
I noticed you were mentioning the retirees, right? Liberty? I think you mentioned that.
Yeah.
All the bedrooms are upstairs.
Yeah, that could be tough.
Yeah. And right now, people are still, it's when you are selling a home, that's something to think about. If you are maybe compromised, you don't want people coming in the home, you're still not comfortable with showings.
Yeah, that's part of it too.
The difficulty of showings, if it's super hard to show, people will just pass it by.
They will.
And that can become an issue.
All right, what else we got?
All right, let's remove that. Let's hurry up, and I'm going to add one right now. Where am I at? I've got this one. So this one's in Austin proper. It's in Austin for $350. Okay. Price per square foot, it's listed at $250 a square foot, but it's a smaller square footage. So you're looking at 1,400 square feet. So this is Austin's Colony, which is just to the right. So I'll show it in a map here. It's like backyard for Tesla.
Yeah. I actually had a closing here recently. That's like the peak. It's like topping out around there.
I get people calling me all the time. They're like, "Hey, I want to buy a house for what's your budget? 325,
300. Austin Colony,
375." No? And I'm like, "Yeah, they exist." And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. What do I have to put over? Do I have to pay $400,000 right now?" Not this. How long has this house been on the market? So
yeah, Austin's Colony is that for sure.
So it was listed on July 29th. So another 14-day property.
Especially at the year built, the 2000s. Yep. Come on.
I know this is an easy win for someone who's looking for a home right now. So let's see what's the
yeah.
issue?
I think the thing is it's the peak. Actually, it's not that.
It's clean on the inside.
That's pretty good for 350. This is crazy because I'm speaking and knowing how the market is like. Like I wouldn't have said this 6 months ago, but that looks pretty.
They
nice.
didn't replace the countertops, but they did add. This looks like wallpaper. That looks like wallpaper.
Oh, see, I thought that was like a cooler, like granite or something.
But also, like, guys, this house is vacant. This is either maybe an investment property they're trying to offload, or if not, these sellers are gone. They want to get this house sold. So
Tesla's backyard. That's the truth.
Finding the motivation.
Really solid. And look at the lot size.
10,000
square feet, built in 2009. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This fits the mold for most people who are relocating here as a starter home or as an investor. We know that you get a better price per square foot generally as a rental investment in some of these areas. Covered patio, 2-car garage. No reason it should be sitting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's just, a lot of these sellers are at that like top peak. And I think the buyers are like, okay, we're at the peak. How's this?
It's been on here 14 days. It's listed at 350. Offer 320. See what happens, right? And they'll say, no, we got to go up to 335. Okay, offer 335. Fine.
That might be going on.
It might
be going on right now.
We need to. We're probably talking about it right now.
You're right. $25
a
month HOA. Okay, let me jump out. Sorry. Man, I get so
worried. I have one. We have 5 more minutes.
Okay, last one.
Yeah, I like how we're banging these out.
Okay, so this one, guys, can you guys see it?
Ooh.
Man, you're doing the round rocks in the 800s.
I am, guys, because there's opportunity here right now. This house.
Who wants to answer, John?
I don't mind answering. John S. I haven't noticed that the market has slowed down significantly. Homes in our community have been on the market for over 60 days. Is this the trend you have seen throughout Austin as well? I would generally say yes. I mean, the sellers are catching on to what's going on. Nobody wants to leave money on the table. If it's a seller's market, they are testing the future of the market. And to test the future of a seller's market, you got to ride that roller coaster, and they're testing it. So it's their place to be futuristic in pricing. So yes.
I look at it,
and then that causes buyers to rethink. So we're all in the market seeing the invisible hand. It's all calibrating right now and peaking, or maybe it'll still go up, but it's happening. But yeah,
I don't think that every property. I mean, there are some homes that just look fabulous. They're ready to go. We're still seeing multiple offers if they're in a desirable neighborhood. We're still seeing that. We're still seeing people offer over list price, but that doesn't mean that. I mean, I was getting phone calls early this year from buyers saying, do I have to pay $100,000 over asking? And that is just not the case today.
It depends.
The house is a big variable in that, right? There are some people they're like, well, my neighbor sold theirs for this much over, for 30,000 over. Yeah, but your house isn't as nice. I'm sorry to break the news to you. It's not as nice.
I use the word
and
shiny.
If you start off at that price point, you're scaring people away. You start off a little bit lower, and then if the demand is there and the home is worth it, then it'll push up the value or the price point that people are willing to pay. Also, for John's question specifically, he says on the market for over 60 days. My question to you would be, is your community still building homes? Because builders skew the numbers tremendously, right? So they'll put a house out there and it takes 9 months to build. Well, they'll have it listed for 7 months before they're able to sell it. And it just messes everything up. All right. Sorry.
So what's your final word on this, Liberty?
My final word is that, the importance of make-readying a home. When you're getting ready to sell your home, paint the walls white. Buyers cannot see past all of this stuff. It's hard.
It looks like a brain.
All of these textures and paintings and, spend a little time and money, and then you'll save some time and make some money there. That's what my takeaway. Because I don't think that this is really it for the square footage, for the location.
Days. It's forever. What's the HOA?
I don't even know if this one has an HOA. Oh, $37 a month. It's an old HOA. So it's,
and the tax is 2.1, and this is in Round Rock?
This is in Round Rock.
Man, this is a flip. How much is this? $750. It's not a flip, it's $750.
Well, the homes around it, guys. I mean, look at this. They're selling for
Liberty supporting the 800 in Round Rock.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I really like that neighbor. I like Tonkawa Springs. That's one of my favorite neighborhoods right there. It's not far from there.
Hey, I might have not a coming soon, like a pocket. I know some maybe sellers there. Anyway.
Nice. All right. Well, everybody, let us know what you think about these. I think we've gone through a few of them. We didn't make 9. We made 8, right?
7,
yeah.
I think.
Anyway, I would say leave a comment on some addresses, and maybe we can go back and just look at them real quick. Like, figure out why these things have been on the market. And other than that, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Either of y'all have anything to add?
I would just say, go in there. If your search has been stagnant, refresh.
Yes.
See what might now meet your criteria that you have not seen previously. So
yeah, I usually don't say that the real estate market's like the stock market, but there's something different every week. You got to pay attention to it. If you're a buyer, looking before, come back into the game, check it out, give us a call. If you're a seller, you're still testing the market, but there's a smart way to do it.
Exactly.
I think hop in. I mean, seriously, like these, I would say if you are not a picky person and you understand that the turnover rate for people purchasing a home, your loan might be 30 years, but you're only going to live in it for 4, right? If you understand that, or maybe 6 or 7, you understand that, get something, you can fix it up. Maybe you don't fix it up, but the value should continue to increase based on everything that's happening with Austin. I mean, we've got movie studios moving here. Netflix is here now, a bunch of other places. I mean, it's crazy. So looking forward to your success. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.
Later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.